very good and happy Thursday morning to everyone out there. Happy Baby Friday to all. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and eye forecast courtesy of On Target. Rain chances have kicked in, folks, and they've hung around throughout the vast majority of the overnight. They're continuing to plague the region early this morning. Despite if you can't see it on the radar or not, we got all of this moving here in this southeastward direction. It's going to be with us throughout the early part of today, but with any luck, we should begin to dry out as we work into mid-morning on into this afternoon as well. Let's get a look across the region. Morgantown Sky Cam kicking things off. Wet morning commute out there. Give yourself an extra few minutes. Be aware of the wet pavement in some locations, along with, in some locations, folks, we've got lower visibility. Rain absolutely coming down at a very good clip, overlooking our Barren River Lake Sky Cam. Of course, right as I take it, it freezes up. But the rain is absolutely coming down out there in some locations. And again, just be aware of that as you head out very early this morning. Temperatures have stayed up to an extent throughout the overnight. We've had the cloud cover that's been playing in our favor in regards to that. We're hanging out between the mid and upper 40s, and as we work into this afternoon, folks, not going to see too much alteration and change in those temperatures. We'll be right up around the low to mid 50s. Not going to be too shabby out there, but with more cloud cover, that is going to cool us down to an extent. Especially compared to yesterday. Let's jump over here and let's give you the breakdown, not just here in the short term, folks, but we've got a very active pattern, it would appear, right here on the horizon as we roll into the first few weeks of March. We'll be jumping into that here in just a moment, but early this morning, short-term guidance bringing an end to the rain chances between roughly mid-morning on into lunchtime. We got the boundary that's going to try to slide through here. It's going to be shunted off down to the south and east where the moisture will reside. And we're going to be dry as a bone by the time we roll into this evening. And folks, this is going to open up the door to an absolutely impeccable end of the work week and start of the weekend. Got any outdoor plans, folks? Highly recommend definitely not changing those. And if you don't have any outdoor plans, I would recommend getting some on the calendar. Nothing like getting out there and touching a little grass, right? Take a look at our behavior and our diurnal temperatures. We're hanging out right around the mid and upper 40s this morning. This afternoon with the cloud cover, we're not going to see too much alteration and change in that. Looks like we should be topping out right around the mid-50s range here across the region, all right? So we're going to be climbing some 5 to 10 degrees in comparison to this morning, but wait for it. Early tomorrow morning, we're going to tank all the way down between the low and mid-30s. That's thanks to clearing skies and radiational cooling, and then loads of sunshine with very calm, light winds out of the south throughout our Friday. Folks, look at the readings. We're going to hit between the low and mid 60s on our Friday afternoon. Tranquil winds and loads of sunshine. That is the recipe for the great outdoors. That is a promise. And better yet, we're going to take highs all the way up to near 70 degrees as we roll into the start of the weekend. So Saturday, got the severe clear as well. It's going to be absolutely immaculate out there. However, as we end the weekend and we roll into the early days of next week, we're going to see a stray back into a very active pattern. Here we are working throughout this morning. Euro models in agreements with our short-term model guidance. By lunchtime, the bulk of the activity will be out of the wobbles community. Here we are rolling throughout our Friday and Saturday. That is the pick of the litter. Absolutely incredible weather on tap. Here we are getting into our Sunday, and you will note we got an opportunity at perhaps a few hit-miss rain chances that can be rolled out, along with an uptick in cloud cover. That cloud debris is going to be arriving from this deepening low pressure here out across the plains and off to our west. You can see the reflectivity beginning to blossom there, and then it's going to cut down to the south and east. Looks like we could be getting out on a wintry mix and some snow for portions along and north of the I-64 corridor, in particular northern and eastern Kentucky as well. Looks like we'll just be dealing with plain Jane rain here across our vicinity, but with a very tight gradient in temperatures. We're going to keep a very close eye on that in the Sunday night. on into the Monday time frame. We get that out of here, folks. We get another weather maker right here on its heels, rolling into Tuesday and Wednesday. Looks like the precip shield is trying to hang right along and north of the Ohio River, but with us still being 4 to 5 days out here, we'll have the opportunity that's shifting a bit south, so rain chances will be remaining in the forecast. Then we get into our Thursday and Friday, couple of passing fronts out here. Low pressure system is going to keep it very active. And then we roll on into Saturday of next week. And this is whenever we're going to start to monitor things in regards to a little bit better ingredients that could be supportive for perhaps strong to even severe thunderstorms. Look at our setup as early as next Saturday, March the 7th. We got this deepening low pressure system. We are firmly located in the warm sector, south of the warm front, east of the cold front, deep southerly flow priming up our atmosphere for the opportunity of some strong storms. We're obviously going to keep eyes on this, folks, and you can see right there what we have in the bold black text. The start of March is going to be a very active period for thunderstorms. Spring has sprung, if you will. We're going to be looking at temperatures well above average with numerous weather makers that are slated to cut north and east across the central and eastern U.S. We're going to put this into motion, folks. We just showed you the first week of March. Take a look as we roll into the second week of March, all right? So here we are, valid for Saturday, March 7th. Get a cold front through here, all right? We roll into March 8th and March 9th. Here comes another cold front, low pressure system. All right. Rolling on into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Rolling into March 10th, 11th, and 12th, and 13th. More low pressure systems, more cold fronts, and the opportunity to see strong storms. So we're really going to be watching this time period like a hawk for this very, very active period of potentially strong to even severe storms that could be on the table for us. Now, the finicky details and the parameters of alignment, being 2 weeks out, we're still in what we refer to as voodoo country. But folks, the medium and long-range model guidance continues to show encouraging signs that this particular active weather pattern will be remaining intact here at least throughout the first 12 to 14 days of March. So we're going to need to keep our guard up and watch things here very, very closely. In regards to the short-term model guidance, we'll jump back over here. Speaking of today, generalized thunderstorm risk hugging the very far southeast portions of the region. Folks, we're severe clear. There's going to be no severe weather out of this. Scattered light rain showers that'll continue to move through this morning should be out of here as we roll into this afternoon. Now, flipping the script and taking a little bit look at the longer range forecast. Over the course of the next week, we're going to look at 1 to 3 inches of total rainfall. As we were just mentioning, folks, numerous disturbances over the course of the next week. And then, of course, the week following that, we already have the opportunity at some analog guidance spitting out the opportunity at seeing some stronger severe weather. This is day 7, valid for Friday of next week, rolling into March 5th, 6th, and 7th that we were just looking at there on the long-term model guidance. Got some of the indicators here, including our vicinity and the opportunity of severe weather. So in the long term, we're definitely going to need to keep very close eyes on that as well. Here's your full 6-day forecast breakdown. For today, looks like we'll be keeping the cloud cover around. Scattered rain chances throughout this morning with any luck tapering off throughout the afternoon. Highs in the mid-50s. Friday and Saturday, you've already heard the name of the weather game, folks. Get out there and drink it in. Rays of sunshine and mid and upper 60s always goes down smooth. Then we roll into our Sunday. We're still going to keep it warm around 60 degrees, but clouds on the uptick, along with hit-miss rain chances. Those rain chances become more prominent Sunday night on into Monday, lingering on into Monday night, on into Tuesday, on into Wednesday of next week. Folks, you catch the name of the weather game. Get out and soak up that vitamin D on Friday and Saturday before a very, very active, very spring-like pattern takes a stranglehold here across the Wobbles community and beyond. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Thursday morning Baby Friday edition of your Weather and Eye forecast presented by our partners over at On Target. You all take care of yourselves. Take care of